This happens when an INFJ meets an INTJ. What happens when two of the rarest, most introverted, and overthinking personality types in the Myers-Briggs world cross paths? That's right, an INFJ and an INTJ meeting is not your typical run-of-the-mill encounter. It's like watching two masterminds quietly size each other up while silently debating the future of humanity. If you've ever wondered what happens when these two introverted powerhouses meet, buckle up because it's going to be an intellectual and awkward ride. 1. The silent introvert standoff. Picture this. An INFJ and INTJ meet at a party, okay, realistically, at a small gathering with no more than 5 people because let's be real, neither would voluntarily go to a real party. The moment they see each other, it's like two superheroes recognizing a fellow caped crusader. But instead of striking up a conversation, what happens? They stand there, silently observing each other. Neither feels the need to make small talk, thank goodness, but both are already analyzing everything. The INFJ is wondering about the INTJ's emotional depth, while the INTJ is calculating the INFJ's strategic potential. It's a silent battle of wits. 2. Small talk? Not here. Now, let's say they finally sit down together. While most people might try to break the ice with some small talk about the weather, not these two. Small talk? Please. Both the INFJ and INTJ find it draining and, frankly, pointless. So what do they do instead? The conversation immediately jumps to deep, philosophical questions. In just 5 minutes, they're probably debating existentialism, the meaning of life, or how to solve global issues. So, what's your take on humanity's future? Asks the INTJ, already mentally mapping out their 5-step plan to save the world. Meanwhile, the INFJ nods thoughtfully, preparing to share their vision of emotional healing for the planet. 3. The clash of logic versus emotion. Here's where things get interesting. INFJs lead with their heart and intuition, while INTJs are all about logic and strategy. So, when these two start discussing a topic, expect some friendly tension. The INFJ might say something like, "I just feel like there's an emotional undercurrent to this issue that we're not addressing." And the INTJ will respond with something like, "That's great, but emotions are irrelevant here." What's the data say? Cue the eye roll. The INFJ will be thinking, why is this robot ignoring the emotional side of things? And the INTJ will be wondering, why does this person care so much about feelings? It's a classic battle between feelings and facts. And while they may not always agree, the mutual respect between these two is real. 4. Planning for the future. INFJ style versus INTJ style. Both INFJs and INTJs are known for their forward-thinking nature, but they approach planning in completely different ways. The INTJ's future vision is precise, calculated, and comes with a detailed step-by-step plan. Think spreadsheets, flowcharts, and timelines. They'll say something like, in 5 years, I'll be running my own company, investing in AI, and developing a strategic alliance with the most innovative minds in tech. The INFJ, on the other hand, will have a vision, but it's a little more abstract. They'll be more focused on how they want to feel in the future, saying something like, in 5 years, I want to be living in alignment with my purpose, surrounded by people who really get me, and contributing to the emotional well-being of others. The INTJ will nod, pretending to understand, but deep down, they're probably thinking, so, what's the action plan here? 5. Mutual respect for boundaries, aka, let's not hang out too often. One of the best things about an INFJ and INTJ meeting is that both understand the need for alone time. Unlike more extroverted types who might push for constant interaction, these two get it. After spending a couple of hours together, they'll both feel mentally stimulated but also slightly drained, because, let's face it, even deep conversations take energy. They'll part ways with a mutual understanding that neither of them will follow up with a "let's hang out again soon" message. Instead, it's more like, "This was great. Let's do it again, sometime in the next 6 months." Both of them will nod in agreement, appreciating the unspoken boundary. 6. The battle of who's right. Spoiler: the INTJ thinks they are. When it comes to opinions, let's just say the INTJ knows they're right. No question about it. They've already considered every angle and made a logical conclusion. The INFJ, however, has a more nuanced approach, blending facts with intuition and emotional understanding. So, what happens when they disagree? The INTJ will calmly explain their viewpoint, backed up with evidence, and expect the INFJ to see the light. Meanwhile, the INFJ will listen patiently, then counter with, "I understand your point, but I just feel like there's more to it." This back and forth can go on for a while, but in the end, they both walk away feeling like they've learned something valuable, whether it's a new perspective or just how stubborn the other person can be. 7. The Mutual Admiration Society. Despite their differences, INFJs and INTJs actually make a great team. The INFJ brings warmth, empathy, and emotional intelligence, while the INTJ offers structure, logic, and strategy. Together, they create a balanced dynamic where they push each other to grow. The INTJ secretly admires the INFJ's deep understanding of human nature and ability to connect with others, while the INFJ respects the INTJ's ability to stay calm, focused, and think 3 steps ahead. It's a relationship of mutual admiration, where both recognize the other's strengths, even if they don't always understand them. 8. Planning to take over the world, quietly, of course. By the end of their meeting, the INFJ and INTJ have probably hatched some sort of grand plan to change the world. The INFJ will focus on the emotional and social aspects of their strategy, while the INTJ will handle the logistics and execution. It's the ultimate introvert power duo, quiet, strategic, and deeply impactful. They'll go off into their respective corners, working on their plan, and the next time they meet, they'll be ready to take it to the next level. What happens when an INFJ meets an INTJ is complex, intellectually stimulating, and sometimes hilarious encounter. There's mutual respect, deep conversations, a few moments of awkward silence, and maybe a little healthy disagreement. But in the end, these two introverted masterminds bring out the best in each other, pushing for growth, understanding, and a grand vision for the future. So, if you ever witness an INFJ and INTJ meeting, don't expect fireworks. Instead, expect a quiet, powerful exchange of ideas that could very well change the world, one deep conversation at a time.